What's up, everyone?
Hi.
About 5 months ago, we filmed a update to the Game Room Collection type of video, and I think that is going to be something we do at least a few times a year now.
Cool.
Mainly because it's a little bit more interesting, I think, than sitting down and going through each game one at a time, just on the couch, basically.
Is everything already in the game room?
Yeah.
Everything's already where it's supposed to be?
So I give the camera to Katie. She films as I wander around the room, try to remember where I put the things or what's new, a little story about them, whatever. I think that is a little bit more interesting because then you guys get to see also more stuff than just the back of a couch.
That you missed on the last tour video.
Yeah, we might not point it out, but you can at least still see it, maybe ask a question about it. Feel free to ask any questions you want, whatever. But
in the next tour video.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to pass the camera off to Katie, and then it's going to be about this height then, so you guys can pretend you're 4.5 feet tall. So we're going to start on the Sony row, and with PS1 first. I just completed this little set of games, and it is the Namco letter manuals versions. You have N for 1, 2 is A, 3 is M, 4 is C, 5 is O. That spells, what does it spell, Katie?
Namco.
Yeah. I only owned Volume 1 and this version of 3, the not letter manual cover version.
Those ones are prettier.
This
they have more
pretty,
color.
Well, yeah, more color, but it doesn't spell out easily like that.
Spell out Namco. No.
Yeah. I then got, I think it was Volume 2, and this was only like 2 months ago, and I got it at the local retro M&M game store. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I really want to just finish this because I have never come across like these other letters. And funny enough, 4 and 5 are probably the two hardest ones to find, and I got these first before I finally got the stupid, most common one. But for whatever reason, the M version of Volume 3,
I just see it as an E. I can't help it.
There you go.
It looks just like an E.
It wasn't coming out. I was just looking on eBay because I know it's only like $20 for this version or so, and it was not there. There was 8 million copies of this one as either the Black Label or Greatest Hits. So this was actually the last one I got to finally finish the Namco spelled out versions. And then one other PS1 game. This is just Doom. And
just Doom,
but to the average person, they'd just be like, okay, who cares? Doom. But this version, the jewel case, small variant, is actually really hard to find. There are quite a few jewel case version, Black Label versions, that are much harder to find either than the long box or than the Greatest Hits version of this. It just depends on how quick they came out after the long box version. If they only had a really short printing, and this is one of them. So this is one of the harder to find variant jewel cased PS1 games.
You're playing Doom right now, right?
I am playing Doom Eternal on the PS4, and it is kicking my butthole.
It's entertaining to watch, though.
Yes, I get very
You look
frustrated.
like you want to throw the controller.
Yeah, but I don't.
No.
I forgot another variant PS1 game that I picked up, and that is the jewel case version of In the Hunt. And for some reason, in case people have no idea what I'm talking about, long box version, In the Hunt, and then the jewel case version. This is a lot harder to find than this version, and I got the jewel case version from a guy named Austin, who is someone I've known for a long time, garage sales in the area, and he actually opened up a retro shop called Retro Rat locally that I still have not been to, but I met Austin to get this at a local little convention that we had. But he has toys and games and comics and clothes and all types of stuff there, so like me, you should go check it out. Now on to PS2, we have a premium collector's edition game, Mortal Kombat Deception. A few months ago, I posted a photo on Facebook of 3 big boxes of a ton of games. I got them from a guy in Texas, and his YouTube channel is Sick Bitch. Yep. But I bought a lot of stuff from him, and this was one of the items in there that I kept for my own collection. And it's shiny, it's pretty. One of the items that was supposed to come with this originally was a serialized collector's edition metal trading card. It wasn't in there, unfortunately, but I ended up seeking it out, buying it, and then putting it in there to make it complete. So now it is in there. Then just a couple PS2 games that I got from M&M, and and that is Dokapon Kingdom, which is the last Dokapon game that I needed. Wii version, Game Boy Advance version, DS, now PS2. So there's 4 of them that came out here in America at least. And then Way of the Samurai Dose.
You should learn how to say 2 in Japanese.
Okay. I mean, Dose is the only one I know right now. So. Well, I'll work on that. I'll get in different languages.
There you go.
And then Monster Hunter Quattro. This, a few months ago, actually probably about right at the start of like the pandemic, I was looking at this online and there was only a few copies up. It was like really hard to find at that time, like a complete copy. Some of them even had like the serial number punched out, like they were promotional copies. And the prices were super high. It was well over $100, like up to $150 for those poor condition ones. Obviously, I waited, and I'm glad I did, because now prices are starting to go down on some things, and this one is now back under $100. And it's a very clean, nice copy, and it's dancing and spinning around for some reason. And we end on the Sony row with one PS3 game that's sealed, and this is probably one of the lowest printed PS3 games, at least in the US. I've only ever seen one copy and held it in my hands, and that's this one. And it is Siberia Collection. We had Siberia 1 come out on the original Xbox here. This is Siberia 1 and 2. And then we had Siberia 3 come out on the PS4. They are adventure titles similar to Myst. Not a huge like console style game, which is probably why they don't print many of them and they don't sell very well, but now my rarest PS3 game, I would say. Next, we have a Genesis game that I originally discovered at a Retropalooza Dallas convention, I believe, many years ago. A guy had it at the back of his booth, and he was interested in getting, I think, an Earthbound for me, and we were trying to figure out a trade. And I was like, well, I want that. I've never even heard of it before. And that was Growl. That deal did not go through. He changed his mind. And then I actually forgot the title of this game. And I had tried to search for it online. I couldn't remember what it was. Finally found it. It has a very, like, iconic cover.
Is it a game that I would not like to play?
Why?
I don't know. It looks like there's machine guns and animals on there.
No, but it's about stopping poachers from getting...
okay.
Yeah, so it's a good game.
Yeah, I would play that.
But it's an awesome cover. It looks cool. And when I finally remembered the title of it, I tracked one down and got a really nice condition, complete copy. And then, was like, oh, maybe someday Katie will play this on the Sega Genesis. So maybe we'll do a Katie review of Growl.
Yes.
No, that ain't happening.
No, you're not taking it out of that little case.
It is staying in here forever. It's been really hard for me to find any boxes or manuals I need.
Sorry.
Damn. That I need. We're keeping that in. That I need for the Quit shaking. That I need for the Super Nintendo collection. Center. Focus. They're either really, really rare, hard to find games that I need the box and manual for, or it's something like that's cheap but just obscure and you just don't really come across very often. Well, I finally was able to check off another really big rare one from the list, and that is Harvest Moon. I had the cart, didn't have the box and manual. Someone had reached out and was interested in doing a trade for some stuff I had. He didn't have anything I needed at the moment, so it was a long process of trying to figure out what to get. And then finally he picked up a complete Harvest Moon, and that's what we ended up doing the deal for. I noticed that this is definitely a box that is hard to get, like really, really mint. I would not say this one is mint for sure, but it is in good shape. They always seem to have like faded edges to them, and the ink on the actual box just seems to be a little bit light sometimes. And that's probably just due to the print run that Natsume did for this particular game at the time. But anyways, another big one off the list, and that just leaves like Aero Fighters, another really huge one that I need. So if you have a box and manual for Aero Fighters, please hit me up for that one. And then a little farther down the same row, I got this from my friend Matt. We did a trade. I had still like my childhood set of Goosebumps books that was at my parents' house, and
Those are the best.
I know. They were fun when I was a kid. There's one Goosebumps book, Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, that I kept because...
Did you just recently reread it?
I reread it. It's a classic like Halloween feeling book, so I kept that one. But I gave him my set of Goosebumps books, and I got a few games from him. This is a PAL and Japanese exclusive game that did not come out physically in America. Baby T-Rex. Like Radical Rex, what is with reptiles on skateboards? Don't know why that was such a big craze back then, but cool looking game. And thank you very much, Matt. And enjoy my Goosebumps books. I originally wasn't going to show this, but it does qualify as a rare game. It's just not very old. A Wii U title, Game & Wario. Probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I found a copy at a pawn shop for like $40, and that was about what it was going for then, but it was water damaged, so I didn't pick it up. And then I never saw a copy ever again. So now it goes for anywhere between like $80 and over $100 if it's sealed or if it's pre-owned. So if you do see a copy of Game & Wario and you're like, it's just a Wii U game, it's probably like $20. No, pick it up. Very uncommon. Definitely a good buy if you can get it anywhere under for $50 now. Some more Game Boy stuff added to the collection. The guy I got the baby T-Rex from, my friend Matt, he had a copy of this, the first Sword of Hope, and his was a little discolored, more so than I would have wanted to get, but I thought I already had it, so I didn't even really think about it. And when I got home, I went to go look at mine to see if mine was in better shape or worse shape, and I didn't even have it. So I ended up having to get a nice clean copy of Sword of Hope on the Game Boy. And then one huge check off of the Game Boy list, and it is not perfect. I know I just said I wanted to get games that didn't have discoloration. This one clearly has a little bit of brown right there, and I know there is ways to get it off of carts, but sometimes you can over white them, I guess you'd say. You take it past the original gray and they can get a little white, so I'm hesitant to do it on a very rare game like Toxic Crusaders on the Game Boy. Funny thing was, I had been talking to someone who had a complete in-box copy, and the price they were asking I felt wasn't even really in the realm of here's the cart value, here's a complete in-box value, this would be the sealed value. You can kind of determine. It seemed like way out there. Apparently I was wrong about that, because Game Boy games, they don't follow normal rules for complete in-box prices, and it sold like that, the one he had complete in-box, for the full price he was asking. So I was like, well, never mind. So I ended up getting the cart only. Then we have, not a super expensive game, but definitely an uncommon one, Saber Wolf, and this one's actually sealed. Box is a little bit dinged up, but the price on it was really good for a sealed copy. And this is, I want to point out, because it's a rare title, not rare, but the company rare.
Uncommon, but the company.
All the classic, N64 platformers, your Banjo-Kazooie, that kind of stuff. So kind of an interesting, cool title. And again, had to point out, because Katie's filming, it has to do with animals.
Yay!
There's a wolf on it, so there we go. And then over here, a big addition to the collection. Actually, I'm just going to leave it on the shelf so I don't drop it or something. You can see I had the red version. These are the... where are you going?
I'm trying to get it and you in the picture at the same time.
Running away. These are the Automobile Paint Edition PS2s. They were limited to 666 in each region, so US, European PAL, and Japan.
They're shiny.
They did, I'm going to blank on it, 5 different colors, I believe. And I had the red one for a long time. Picked this up for $40 many years ago. No matching controller, unfortunately. But the white one I got... You can come back up to me. The white one I got from...
It's pretty.
Grimsy42, guy who used to be on YouTube. Same name as me, Scott. Traded a Bonk 3 Hue Card TurboGrafx game that I got from Sick Bitch in that big pickup. That game went to Grimsy, who... He doesn't collect games anymore. We were just trying to give an equal value kind of item. And then I got the white Automobile Paint PS2 and the controller. Go that way. We got to find the controller now, because I was so happy that I had the matching controller. Keep going. We're almost there. We did it. And the matching shiny white automobile color.
Why aren't they together?
Well, here. Well, at least for right now. Why aren't they together, you ask? Because
space.
Because space is hard, and it won't
Space
fit.
is hard.
It won't fit right there. Space is very hard.
Well, these, I see these. Oh, where's my finger? There it is. These, where they're all stacked up.
These?
Yeah. Is it really hard to alphabetize everything once you have everything so perfectly?
The problem is I don't leave empty holes like a lot of people do, and it is a smart idea. but I have so much stuff, I can't really leave empty holes. So
you would
I gotta
instantly
fill all
them.
those holes.
And also, it would.
Take it out of the gutter. Out of the gutter.
But it just wouldn't look the way you want it to look.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, I like it for my visual aesthetics to look full and nice at all times. And unfortunately, that does mean when I get new games, you know, I gotta move everything around.
Yeah.
It takes time. It'll happen sometime.
But then you're in your game room and you're enjoying sorting stuff.
I enjoy every aspect of this, from alphabetizing, collecting, selling, playing, trading, juggling, all of it.
All the little boxes.
Yeah, it's all
lots
fun.
of fishing line.
So let's move on. We're one item down over here. We have
Keeps going.
a Rob the Robot little single box version, super uncommon. Also came from Grimsy. Great deal on it, and that is, I'm assuming, because it did have a boo-boo on the top of the box and on the side. But present-wise, it looks really nice, and the Rob inside is in really good condition too. So again, thank you, Grimsy, for a very good deal. And we end over in this little corner with a few cool items. There was a big trade-in a few months back at M&M of a bunch of like sealed items. Some games, accessories, and one system. And that system was this Gameboy Micro, the little bundle version that has the interchangeable faceplates. I sold my silver faceplate Gameboy Micro that I had loose, and then added this sealed bundle to my collection. And in that same trade-in, some of the games I picked up, the best one being Little Red Riding Hood's Zombie Barbecue on the DS. I bought this game originally when it first came out, so I own a open copy, and I've never beaten it, but it's a fun game to play. So I decided to pick up the sealed one. It's one of the few things in the collection where I have an open one and a sealed one, just because it's such a weird title, for sure.
Yeah, why is it barbecue? What's barbecue?
Well, maybe at the end of the game they have a barbecue and
a celebratory
they
barbecue.
hang out. The type of game it is like it's a scrolling game where your character's at the bottom of the screen in the foreground, and the enemies come at you as you're like auto walking forward, and
so
it's
like
a shooter.
the Taz game on
Sure,
Super
just
Nintendo.
like the Taz game with Little Red Riding Hood killing zombies.
Love that one.
But it's a really weird game, but it's a lot of fun, and for a DS title, it's super different. So that's one of the reasons why I love this so much. And then we end with another Grimsy item. I forgot to add this in with the other Grimsy stuff, but something I got from Grimsy. Another thing that I had the system, didn't have the box or the paperwork and everything for. This one was actually in nicer shape than my one that I had. So thank you very much, Grimsy. Another system in the box that is a part of the collection. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, please comment. If you have any questions, let us know. A couple things.
Question. Do you have the Taz game for the Super Nintendo?
Yes, I have the Taz. You can play it. A couple things I am looking for that I cannot find. If one of you has it, I will gladly buy it or trade for it, whatever. One is Syndicate on the Super Nintendo, either a card or complete in box, but a nice shape copy of Syndicate. And then the other is on the Game Boy Color, Return of the Ninja. Either of those. Please let me know if you have it. Quit shaking me. I'm going everywhere.
Sorry.
Just pulling on my belt loop. Anyways, again, subscribe. Hit the little stupid bell notification. Whatever it takes for you to actually see that I am uploading videos again on a weekly basis. So I'll come back each week. There's at least one video up. Love you all. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.